Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakadash. This is Montezak coming at you with another lesson. Double honors to apostles and elders of GMS who are doing this work with 100% truth and accuracy with all sincerity. Peace and blessings to the whole select out there who are doing this work with all sincerity. To you all, I'd like to say Shalom. Sirach, which is known as Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. These women, they out of control. And if you give them too much space and too much time, you don't give them direction, they're gonna do a lot of wicked things. They're gonna become lesbos, sell themselves out on the street, spread their legs to everybody, and do whatever. They become shameless. They become stranger to themselves. They are creatures that need direction. And without direction, they self-destruct. Now, there are some women out here, the hopeful elect women, they got their heads on their head, but you know, that don't mean they don't need direction. But these women, when King Solomon was around, he had many women. He couldn't find not one righteous. Let me repeat myself. He had many women, but he couldn't find not one righteous. That should speak volumes. Now, the reason why I went to this topic today is because there's many women in this world who lack self-control, who go, how do I put the word? They go OnlyFans with ease, without a second thought. They don't care about their bodies. They don't care about the people around them. All they care about is materialistic shit and their own needs and wants and desires. And they self-destruct, and they take anybody around them down with them, even their own kids. This whoredom that these women are drowning in is vicious and is out of control. But the Lord will return, and He will put these women in order. And how these women are going to be in order? They're either going to be women of the hopeful elect. They're going to have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding with their husband, or they're just going to lay down and die. Plain and simple. Is either they are of the elect lady, or they're just going to perish. Because we're not going to have these sluts, these cum buckets in the kingdom. We're not having none of that. All this wickedness is going to go. It's going more than out the window. It's going out the window, and it's going in a fire. We're getting rid of it. But anyway, before I begin, I like to say fair use, fair use, fair use. Any and all content used in this video is for educational purposes only. It's not for monetary purposes. It's for educational purposes only. I have a video that's perfect proof that these women are out of control, and they don't really realize they're out of control. They're not using logic. They're just using their damn body and their damn emotions to live out here to make up their decisions and react. These women, they don't have no self control whatsoever. They just going based off of their desires and their emotions. They're not using logic. You have to literally sit down with them like they're a child and point out what's wrong here. It's only probably a small number of women. And I repeat myself, it's probably a small number of women that's not like that. They sit down and rationalize these thoughts in their head, like, okay, yeah, I did that. Like, oh, okay. I kind of did get a little bit emotional. Yeah, those type of women, they out here, but it's a small number. It's a very small number.
Piece of this.
Now I'm not going to go into this whole video. If y'all like to watch this video, it's good. How do I put it? It's a good reflect on reality with these women. You can really see what goes through these women's head, because this woman on the right, it's a prime example of what's wrong with women.
Saints, we are back with another discussion. We have a young lady here who would like to argue against morality. We're going to let her try to do it. I'm going to yield the floor for the young lady to introduce herself, and we'll get the discussion underway.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alacia, but everybody calls me Lace. I just wanted to speak on the reel that you posted. I just felt like it was an outdated mindset. I understand where you're coming from with the whole women having to avoid certain situations when they go out and outside and do certain things and stuff like that. But I just felt like it's impossible for a woman in 2026 nowadays for a woman to not work and stay in their father's house or wait till marriage to be able to, do what they want to do. I just think that's outdated. It can't go like that anymore.
And that's the mindset of all these women. You can do all the things she just said they cannot do. They can do all these things she just said they cannot do. But you know what the problem is? These women choose not to do this because they're brainwashed by Esau Edom's society and his rules and regulations. They're able to get away with all their madness.
Women have to work in order to survive now. The cost of living is too high everywhere, and a husband won't just fix everything. And I feel like it's unrealistic for people.
Then what's the point of having a man as a husband if he's not going to fix your problems? His job and duty is to take care of you, to supply you and deal with your needs. These women don't want that. They want to be over the man. They want to be over the top. They want to be the top dog.
That, like, if you stay, everybody doesn't have a father. A lot of people are raised by single mothers or single fathers. Some now, LGBT people have those type of parents. So it's all kind of stuff going on now. So that's not realistic. And with the whole the husband thing, if your husband, anything could happen to your husband. They could pass away, or they could not make enough money to afford something a couple times, and the wife would have to come behind them and, support. So I just don't think the whole, woman not working and all of that, I don't think that should be pushed onto the masses, because it hasn't helped women in the long run ever in life anyway.
I'm 40 years old.
And that's a whole ass lie what she just said. A whole ass lie. A whole ass lie.
Last month, I caught my wife crying in the bathroom because I couldn't get hard in bed. She wouldn't even look at me anymore. We're basically roommates, so I tried everything. Rhino 6.
Because these women, they just don't get it. Ecclesiasticus 26:8, and it reads, "A drunken woman and a gatter abroad, cause of great anger, and she would not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty." And these women, you know, they have no shame. They will do whatever they can and whatever it takes to fulfill their belly, to get their hormones in check, to fulfill their emotions, and if it means to hurt the man or the child, they will do it. If you put them in dire straits and put them in a critical position, and in that moment, and they can get a gain of power of a man, they will clinch it without a second thought. They'll take it, and they'll be tyrants. They'll try to tell the man what to do, how to do it. And if they got the power, they'll try to dominate that man to the fullest, even to the point of killing him if he don't do what they say. It's a new thing in the earth. Literally a new thing in the earth. Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Yeah, these women have been put over the man for so long that they got so damn big headed. They think they can do whatever. They think they independent. They think they stronger than a man at that. And they think they can do any and everything a man can do, which is a lie. These women have left their habitat. They left their quiet space, and they went to the man's quiet space. And the men are sick and tired of it. We want our space. We want our time to ourselves. We don't want y'all in our face while we're having conversations with our brothers or with another man. We want y'all in your space, away from us, so we can have our time and our space. You don't need to be in our business, but you're constantly trying to figure out what we're doing with the accusations and all that. Trying to prove yourself, trying to be the dominant one. When in reality, you're the weaker vessel. You're the one that's fragile, that can be snapped in two. But these women don't get it until reality sinks in, and then they get in a situation, and then they want to call on the man. But the man today, they're waking up. They're like, no, you said you'd rather be with a bear than a man. Well, go cling to that bear over there and see what that bear do to you. And that bear is not gonna play around. But yeah, these women got so big headed. They got they better jobs and stuff. Getting their money in their pocket, and they think they the shit. They think they strong and independent. They think they can go places, but that ain't reality. Because when all chaos and war kick in, they're gonna be looking for a man to protect them, and these men are not gonna be here.
Life, anyway.
Yeah, you crazy. You straight crazy, shorty. Do you know what you're talking about?
Yes, I do.
What makes you think that you know what you're talking about?
Because I've lived my life and I know how this goes.
You lived your life.
Yes.
How long has your life been, dear?
I'm 23 years old. I
23.
Yes, and I was raised by women that did exactly what you said. They got married, they were home, and all of that. And
No, your mother is not still married to your father.
no, she's not.
Right. Right. How did I know that though?
I mean, you just took a wild guess.
No, I didn't take a wild guess at all. It wasn't a guess and it wasn't wild. What it was is it's me being able to estimate where your mentality came from. Your mentality has come from women who have suffered and failed, probably because they were promiscuous. Being a single mother is mostly a result of either A, being promiscuous, B, being unruly, or C, being incompetent. When I say incompetent, I'm talking about you're not good at any of the skills or enough of the skills involved in being a wife mother. You see, so as a result, a man doesn't want you because you're not a value add. And men, we tend to look at the woman and the child as a package. And it makes perfect sense because when the baby's very young, a man can't give breast milk. So the woman and the child are together. So if you're not dealing with the woman, you're really not dealing with the child either. A man's just going to start over. So you come from a long line of promiscuous and unruly women.
And that's the answer right there. One of them anyway. That's what's wrong with the so-called black woman, Latino woman, etc., etc. Oh, damn near all the women in the world. That is the answer. That's what's wrong with the women. Because this society that Esau Edom made happen put these women in this mindset and this spirit to think this way, you know. So these women are destroying themselves. And they don't even know they destroy themselves. Become whores. Like the man said. They whores, rebellious. You know, they don't know how to be wives. Hell, a lot of these women don't even know how to cook. They obese, unhealthy, always smelling like they menstrual cycle. Yeah, it's a lot of those out there. Smelly ass women. The list goes on forever when it comes to these women. But yeah, the whoredom and the mindset of these women is out of control. Ecclesiasticus 26:12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water nearby. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. She's everywhere. If she want it, she's going to have it. If the pole is right, she's going to hop on it. And then she's going to go to the next pole and the next pole. And if the pole has a bit of money in his pocket, she's going to hop on that pole. She's going to forget how many poles she hopped on until she's asked, and then she's going to be like, I wasn't counting. And then those bodies rack up. And then when she get old, guess what? She want to stop hopping on poles and pick a pole to be consistent with, and that pole don't want her. Because you know what? The walls in her womb is too open, it's too wide, it's filthy, it's misused. And if you take up a sausage or a hot dog and you throw it in there, it's just gonna be in there. It's gonna be like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. It's just whoosh. Smack, smack, smack. You can just walk and pick it up. It's just loose. It's like a wind tunnel in there. It's bad. These women are loose. You can feel nothing. That's what men say. Some of these women, you can't feel anything. Because they that loose. It's sad. These women, they just they do whatever. If it's pleasing to them, they're gonna do it. If you're not paying attention to them, they're gonna go somewhere else to get their attention. Even if it's the place is trash and horrible, they're going to seek attention in that place. These women, they and complete the American women, and not just the American women worldwide, they're in self-destruct mode. That's why I said in Ecclesiasticus 10, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. She has too much liberty to do shit she should not be doing. She's supposed to be a helpmeet for the man, and she's not. And that's the problem. These women, they're out of control. But you know what? Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is going to get these fucking women together. He's going to get them together. He's going to put them to death. It's either you get right or you get left. That's going to be the answer. You either get right or you get left. It's no questions about it. It's you either right or you left. And the women that's on the left, they're going to be charcoal. They're going to be firewood. They're going to be cum buckets. And they're just going to be a whooping stick. I mean, not a whooping stick, but a crash dummy. A training dummy. Motherfuckers going to be whooping their ass. Because a lot of these women have too much mouth. Like, literally, they don't know how to be quiet. That's another thing that's wrong with them. They'll argue you down, try to get the last word. They're loud as fuck. And they're out of control. But you know what? I'll display it again for people to see. You can continue on the video if you want. This man breaks down pretty well what these women are about. You know, how they get it from their grandparent, their grandma, their mama. And it's a vicious cycle. These women hate men and they don't realize it. They rebellious and they don't realize it. They're whores and they don't realize it. But like I said, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua will get these women together, whether they like it or not. And with that, I like to say, call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Bahashem Kakadash. Peace and blessings to hopefully like to you all. I like to say, Shalom.